yung sila si Señor AGILA ng kapihan sa Socorro will be brought to your office mamaya for PI. Although this is beyond your control already, maghingi lang sana ako ng estimate kung kailan ma-resolve ng korte yung whether may issue silang warrant or hindi para yung lead time namin sa aming mga ginagawa. What do you think? Gaano kahaba pa ang panahon after your PI mamaya bago may issue ng warrant?
Nananatili sa liblib at bantay saradong parte ng kabundukan na tinaguri ang Sitio Kapihan ang mga miyembro ng Socorro Bayanihan Services Incorporated or SBSI sa Surigao del Norte sa kabila ng mga aligasyon ng pang-aabuso laban sa mga leader nito. Ito ay ayon sa sinabi ng isang task force. Una nang sinangkot ng ilang dating miyembro ang grupo sa umunay pagpapakasal ng mga minor de edad, pagbuo ng private army at pagpigil sa pag-aaral ng mga bata. Itinanggi naman ito ng leader ng grupo na si J. Renz Kilario o Señor Agila at kanyang mga tagapayo. Patuloy pa rin ang kanilang tiwala sa kanilang mga leaders. Sinasite nila yung biblical na passages, magsaya kayo kung kayo ay pinipersecute kasi nangyari yon sa mga propeta na noona na sa inyo. Malakas pa rin ang kanilang paniniwala, ganoon pa rin kalakas ang kanilang samahan doon. Ani Task Force Kapihan spokesperson Edilito Sangco. Kung mayroong mang tumiwalag, siguro kaunti lang. Yung mga diskontento talaga. Pero yung sinasabi nating massive na pagbaba, wala talagang nangyari. Dagdag pa niya. Gayunman, nagtayo na anya ng police outpost kamakailan sa Sitio Kapihan. Matatandaang nagtungo rin doon ang mga kawani ng Social Welfare at Environment Departments para i-profile ang mga residente. Dagdag ni Adelito Sangco, mayroon ng plano ang lokal na pamahalaan para sa pagproseso ng mga bababa mula sa Sitio Kapihan. Pansamantala silang tutuloy sa evacuation centers dahil karamihan anya sa mga miyembro ng grupo ay ibinenta na ang kanilang mga bahay. Kakailanganin naman ng tulong ng lokal na pamahalaan para sa pagkalinga sa mga miyembro ng SBSI kung sakaling sabay-sabay silang umalis sa Sitio Kapihan. Wala na silang mauuwian. Halos lahat kasi sa kanila ibinibenta na yung mga bahay. So magkakaroon talaga ng humanitarian crisis dito kung talagang hindi ito matutugunan. Ani Sangco. Layo ng Justice Department na tapusin sa Nobyembre ang preliminary investigation ng kaso laban kay Señor Agila at iba pa niyang kasama sa Socorro Bayanihan Services Incorporated o SBSI sa Surigao del Norte na sina Mamerto Galinida, Janeth Ahog at Karen Sanico. Iniulat ni Senator Risa Hontiveros na nasa kustodiya na ng Interagency Council Against Trafficking ang siyam na minors na dating miyembro na tumakas mula sa Socorro Bayanihan Services Incorporated o SBSI na inilarawan ng mga senador na kulto. Maliban pa sa mga minors, nasa kustodiya na rin ng task force na pinamumunuan ni Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Rimula ang nasa 4 na adults. Umaasa naman ang senadora na nagbunyag ng paglabag at pang-abuso ng SBSI leaders na sasabihin rin ng dating miyembro ang katotohanan sa susunod na pagdinig ng Senado at makikipagtulungan sa testimonya ng dating resource persons. Una rito, hinahanda na ang magiging kulungan sa Bilipid Prison ni na Señor Agila at iba pa niyang kasamahan sa SBSI kapag napatunayang sila ay nagsisinungaling at nagkasala.
Yung sila si Señor AGILA ng kapihan sa Socorro will be brought to your office mamaya for PI. Although this is beyond your control already, maghingi lang sana ako ng estimate kung kailan ma-resolve ng korte yung whether may issue silang warrant or hindi para yung lead time namin sa aming mga ginagawa. What do you think? Gaano kahaba pa ang panahon after your PI mamaya bago may issue ng warrant?
Target po namin, Senator, ay mid-November. Kasi po magpa-file po ng supplemental complaint dahil po dun sa huling hearing at sa mga bagong witnesses natin, may mga bagong allegation laban sa mga respondents. So magpa-file po yung ating mga yun NBI, assisted po by prosecutors, at bibigyan po ng oras sumagot yung mga respondents. Ngunit alam po namin na importante po to, alam namin ang timeline, kaya ang target po ay hopefully malabas ang resolution by mid-November.
Mid-November.
Yes, sir.
Matagal-tagal pa sila dyan sa baba. Anyway, pag-usapan namin ng committee namin yan kung how to deal with them dahil yung may sakit yung isa, tapos alam mo na, yung mga pamilya nila nag-request na release na daw sila. O depende pa rin yan sa next hearing namin kung hindi na sila magsinungaling, baka babait yung member ng committee. Pero kung patuloy pa rin sila magsinungaling, then makaabot sila ng mid-November dyan. Yun lang ang status ngayon. So, please, follow up na lang yun para mabilis. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Chairman, okay, let me continue, Mr. Chairman. Siguro just an appeal to the Secretary being a member of the Cabinet. Siguro once and for all, I think the executive branch must come up with its stand on Pogo. Ano na natin yan? Address it once and for all. 3 billion yata ang nakokolekta natin yan. But what is the cost? Diba? It's definitely more than that, Mr. Chairman.
I will immediately speak to the Executive Secretary about this.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Senator Bato raised the issue of the prisons earlier, and then there was a mention of Supermax prison and also the regional prisons. Tama ba yan, Director General Katapang? And then I think you mentioned 2 laws. So there are legal basis now for the putting up or construction of the Supermax as well as the regional prisons. Tama, sir? You mentioned the laws kanina, no?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Your Honor.
I was listening kasi on my way here. Yung Supermax natin, who will be detained in the super maximum prison? Yes, Secretary.
Sir, the proposal is really for the drug lords, sir. Drug lords and violent offenders to be detained at the Supermax prison.
Yes, Senator Pimentel, heinous crime convicts. Yan yung para sa Supermax na sinasabi. Heinous crime convicts.
Do we look at the sentence? Sa sentence siguro dapat tayo nakatingin because I think our sentencing also follows some logic.
Yes, sir. The sentencing, the amount of drugs that were captured from these
Which
prisons.
also influences the sentence. Di ba?
Well, up to a certain extent, sir. They're given the maximum sentence possible.
I think this is the law sponsored by Senator Bato.
Sponsor lang
Sponsor.
Senator Gordon.
Senator Gordon Pastor. Sige po, so we have the legal basis for the super maximum prison, but ang tanong ko lang is, how do we define now what is that penalty or what is that penalty that will entitle you now to be detained at that super max prison?
Sir, under the law, Republic Act 11928, the heinous crimes are defined which are grievous, odious, and hateful to the senses, of which by reason of the inherent and manifest wickedness, viciousness, atrocity, and perversity are repugnant and outrageous to the common standards and norms of decency and morality in a just, civilized, and ordered society, including crimes which are mandatorily punishable by death under the provisions of RA 7659, as amended, otherwise known as the death penalty law, and those crimes specifically declared as such by the Supreme Court. High-level offenders refers to the person convicted of heinous crimes and sentenced to reclusion perpetua or life imprisonment. High-level drug dealing, sir.
No, we look at the penalty, tama ba?
Yes, sir.
We look at the
Life
penalty,
imprisonment
and the penalty must
Yes, sir.
be
Life
reclusion
imprisonment.
perpetua
Yes,
if
sir.
under RPC, and then life imprisonment. imprisonment
Yes, sir.
under other laws. You know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So below that, you are not to be held at the Supermax prison.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Given that rule, Director General, among your prisoners now at the National Penitentiary System, ilan po yung mga yun? Held at sentence to life and reclusion perpetuity.
It's about 27,538 to be exact.
So out of
7,000.
ilan po, General Katapang?
The breakdown is
I mean, it's 27,000 out of a population of how much?
currently we're 52,000.
More than half.
More than half, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Yes.
27,000 ang sentence to life or reclusion perpetua. Yun po?
No, sir. Heinous crime, which includes treason, piracy, most of them murder, drugs, human trafficking, rape.
Did we write the law? Did we write the law that way? That heinous crime, or do we look at the penalty to be held at the Supermax? Siyempre dapat yata mayroong objective
Only-
di ba? Basis.
Only heinous crimes are defined, sir. Legal law.
If you're found guilty of committing a heinous crime, you are detained at the.
That is the proposal. That is the. It's only for high-level offenders.
Kaya nga, the Supermax is for high-level offenders.
Yes, sir.
And high-level offenders are those who have been sentenced to life or reclusion perpetua.
Yes, sir.
Tama?
Yes, sir.
So, yan ang tanong namin sa Director General. Among your prisoners, ilan doon ang sentenced to life or reclusion perpetua?
Reclusion perpetua is 19,777. Life
19,000.
imprisonment is 7,629.
Talaga.
And death penalty is 147, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Yan, Senator Coco. Sir, ito bang sinasabi mo ngayon, 27,000, ito na yung population ng maximum security compounds?
Yes.
Yan na
Yes,
yun?
with the permission of the Secretary, yes, Your
Kasama
Honor,
yun.
Mr. Chair.
So, yung maximum security compound, gagawa tayo ng supermax, meaning one level higher than the maximum security compound. Siguro, kahit na siguro eligible sila yung 27,000 na population ng maximum security compound at present, eligible silang ma-elevate sa supermax, siguro, pipiliin lang siguro natin yung iakyat doon dahil it defeats the purpose of creating supermax kung pati yung nasa maximum security compound, iakyat natin sa supermax. Di ba? Siguro,
Sir,
as,
probably for the effect, for what we need for the corrections set part of it, we will likely recommend the high-level offenders be the drug lords, sir, or those who are still able to continue their activities unless they are kept in a facility which will prevent them from continuing the activities that they undertook that caused them to be sentenced.
yes, well, Senator Coco, right now, meron man tayong supermax dyan sa Bilibid. Yung building 14, di ba ginagawa natin yung supermax? I don't know if is still existing and operating yung building 14. Yan yung classify natin as supermax. Nandun lahat yung mga drug lord, particularly yung mga Chinese drug lords, at saka yung mga terorista na mga ISIS inspired na mga terrorists, andun sila sa supermax. So kung gagawa tayo ng mas malaking supermax, mas marami ang ma-accommodate doon. Pero not the whole, sayang rin yung napakalaking compound, yung maximum security compound. Kung anyway, may plano pala kayong iiwanan yan, sir, di ba?
Your Honors.
Ibenta natin, sir, ibenta natin.
Your Honors, just to answer the
Yes, sir.
question, sir, the trend now in penology is for 1,500 people to be the maximum number to be held in one facility. And actually, that is what UN Office of Drugs and Crime is recommending. But maybe 2,000 is still allowable. That's why when we proposed, what we're proposing really is to have regional prisons for this maximum security. Because we have to be able to bring them to areas where they're near their families so they can still be, our belief is they can still be subject to corrections to be able to be rehabilitated to rejoin society. So, but the Supermax facility, I believe, is really more important for us to bring those who can still carry out criminal activities so that we can stop them from undertaking criminal activities. That's why we are recommending the drug lords who with a telephone can cause drugs to be distributed throughout the country.
So, okay, now I understand it, Mr. Chairman. It's a fourth category pala, so we will have a minimum, medium, maximum, and a super max.